Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper calling at you for another video of Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a fantastic start to the weekend wherever you are in the world, or having a great weekend anyway. Hopefully having a beer, and hopefully 2025 has had a good kickoff. I know Raid have had an interesting start with 2025, so it's kind of a bit interesting and how things are opening up with Alice and the Wonderland and stuff like that. Today, I actually wanted to do a video covering Alice, and I wanted to do the video before I got the 5-star blessing to kind of showcase her. Now, in today's video, I'm not really going to be looking at her as a lockout champion. I feel like we are kind of sleeping on something with this ability, and I wanted to share some with you today, which I don't know if, well, I guess some people would have discovered it, um, but I feel that it's very, very useful and good synergy with some champions. So we're going to go into this. As a lockout champion, I think she'll be great. I just think she's better as a nuker for many, many reasons. One, because she's magic affinity, and I think this build will be usable in any way, including live arena gold 4 as well. And once I got a blessing for her, I will take her into live arena. Generally, when we're up at that level, we need them big boy blessings, and then I'll showcase her in a couple of videos in the right team synergy that I would like to kind of see for my account. Won't be easy for me to bring her in, but I think there'll be some fights actually might be quite usable for her for my account, which would be quite interesting because I didn't think there would be, but I was wrong. So I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong. So let's go for a kit then. We'll stop the rambling. She'll attack one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if the target has any active skills on cooldown. Each hit has a 100% chance when booked of decreasing the duration of a random buff by 1 turn. A very strong A1 indeed. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance once booked on a 3-turn cooldown to increase the cooldown of all allies by 2 turns. Also has a 75% chance 100% chance when booked of targeting of each target's turn meter by 15. If at least one of the target's skills are on cooldown, increases to the max, the decreasing their turn meter by 30 instead, which is a very solid ability. Hits fairly well. And then she'll attack one enemy, will ignore 20% of the target defense if this target is initially killed. Also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP, and will also ignore 20%. So it's like a, I don't know how to kind of explain it, but it'll basically go pop and then pop if it kills that next person. So it'll be pretty useful to see. This on a 3-turn cooldown. Very solid kit. You can see the cream on the crop will be her passive ability. She has 2 passives. She has a passive effect and an active effect, if you don't know the difference between the two. Whenever this champion is attacked, inflicts 3% more damage to each target for each turn remaining on all of the skills, cooldowns. The bonus damage is counted individually separately for each target. And then the active skill, which is the active effect, which is pretty nice and is probably a bit more OP, is resets a cooldown on one of this champion's skills each time a enemy is killed, once per a turn. So very solid kit. She has attacking all auras as well by 30, which is fairly fine. Not really going to use it in the arena where we're going to showcase it today. We're going to do a damage test with her first, and then we're going to go ahead and take her into the arena. Okay, so we're going to take her in like this first. We're going to have a look at multipliers like this first. We will go ahead and just throw an attack aura just because of the funsies we can get with that. And then we'll come in with the rest as well. So we'll have a look at her now. If you have He-Man, that could be an interesting pairing with them two. So we're going to do increase attack, and then we're going to do the defense down a weaken. I try and make these natural as possible. Like I can add in Badal, Grurtark, etc. But I try and keep this down to reasonable damage for most people. And most people would like use defense down and increase attack for their stuff in P versus P and P versus E. So that's where I kind of want to look at it as. I want to look on her A1, which will give me a 20% in target ignore target. I don't think we'll see the second bit come in because I don't think we'll kill, but we can definitely try. So we'll attack one that makes sense. Let's go for her on that 200s. I mean, all right. I actually didn't think she was going to kill. She killed. Right, 200, 215k. Not bad. There's no blessing here, so we're not increasing these any way. And I wouldn't say that the build is crazy at all on her as well. So that's one thing I'd probably kind of point out with that. I'm just going to reset this because I want to see the A3, and then we'll take this to the next part of the damage test, which is going to be tried out of that. So we're at 210, and then we're going to do the A3 here, which will slow it down so I can see what's going on. 226, not crazy hard. That's fine. We can have a look at the A1 then and see what we can do the A1, which is, I think, is a 3 hitter or 2. And then it slows down. So text one enemy. They've shown cooldown. I think they're on cooldown somewhere. So let's go. Who's got the most health? 1, 2, 3. 52 to 69,000 damage each is honestly not bad. Not bad for a 3 hitter. So let's go and try the next stage of this. Oh, bollocks. We was meant to throw in a lockout champion. Now, if you got there's plenty of lockout champions in the game. We're going to use Warlords, which is probably arguably one of the best lockouts in this game, which I know a lot of you guys don't have. But you can use Yumiko and Catrixia, Warlord. They're probably like the most free obvious. Then Basher after that would be the most budgetal one. And then we can use Elika as well, who is a Barbarian Force Affinity. Now with Alice, what we're going to get is we're going to get more damage when the skills are on cooldowns here, right? Which is going to be super, super nice. So we're going to get a damage increase on Alice with a lockout, and that's what we want to kind of look at in the damage test. Now she got about 100 100 and something, like 120k with that. So that's one on the E2, which is what we want to look at now. We'll play that ability there, and let's see how much damage she's doing now. So all the skills should be on full cooldown, and it goes up to about 170. And we even killed there. I think that might be a House Smasher proc, but that, you can see the damage increase is big, right? So that's why I'm saying you don't want to be using her as a lockout champion. You want to be using her for that. I guess we're going to try the A1 next, the A2 next. Don't know if this works with lockout. And we got a full reset as well, because we killed a lot of allies. We actually killed one ally and we got a full reset, which is very, very strong. Let's go pop, pop. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. So that is going to be very, very useful, and you get a 5-star blessing with that. Anyway, let's take her into P vs P next, and then I kind of show you the ideal speeds that I would, the ideal build I'll be using on her, and ideal team. This will be one of the ideal teams we're running, so like something that is not like super like high damage, but something we can lock her out and benefit from the Warlords and get extra damage in, right? So we have a fairly tanky team, 2 bad affinities for Alice, which is not best, but I'm quite low down in the arena. So it's going to take me like a marathon to climb up, unfortunately. But we will go ahead and lock out the whole team. Now, I've noticed that they got stone skin, so I'm going to just use a 1 here. 130k damage on this. Now I don't have some crazy build, which is going to be very, very useful. And then we'll just wait for these people to lose their stone skin and etc. He's going to do some work. Then we got a reset on that ability, which is pretty nice. We'll go ahead and hit Armads and Torment there. which is going to be super useful. They're gone now, which is night. We just need to be careful against the torment so we don't get froze. We don't want it to be like Christmas. And then we can see here we can kill again, so we should get Armand if I'm not mistaken. No, we went into Python. Python must have had the lower HP there then. So I guess the destroyed HP didn't play into effect, I guess. And then we'll sleep. So it's on cooldown, point. And you're just, honestly, as long as you're not weak at him, which is going to be a downfall, you could literally just keep him locked out. Literally. 67k there. Not bad at all. Alice coming in with 330k, 131 for damage. So fairly useful. I'm gonna have a look for another decent team because as you can see here, there's a lot of low level players which we want to make sure that we're not taking on and picking on. So let me go ahead and find a better team and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to have a look at this team. It's fairly tanky. We got a Taurus in here, which is extremely tanky nuker. Will be a bit of a force to reckon with. Probably not the most meta team I've been able to find, but there was only really one team I could find, and he was just faster overall. So we're going to go ahead and lock them all out. Now we got resisted on the Duchess, which is fine. We're going to one-shot her first with a 3 if we can. Let's have a look how much damage. 110, a 101, and then we got 161 on that A2. Crazy for sure. And then let's see what we can do against the next one on the E2. Let's see what we can do here. Drop back the Terminator again. Our man's doing his stuff. Our man's can also do lockout on E1. That'll help a little bit as well. And then we're coming in with that 70k against Taurus and then 140 against Lydia there. So fairly decent tanky team. We're going to find another tanky team now to kind of showcase against that one. And then we'll come back. I guess we can take on this one actually. We have shields from Chris, right? Now, the thing with shields is we don't ignore shields. So shields will be fairly good and will be a way to slow Alice down in live arena. So that's one thing that we have to take into consideration. The shields are not massive, if I'm being honest. Like I've seen bigger shields, but it's still something to work with. Let's have a look what we can do. Straight up one shot, basically a one shot of the whole team. And bear in mind, we don't have a blessing yet, right? We don't have any blessings. So she's going to hit a lot harder for all of us, not just me. For all of us, she's going to hit a lot harder. Honestly, I reckon she could be a interesting option for me for Lyrina. I wouldn't say she would be in all my live teams because I've got quite a few good mythicals. And I have Lazarus, which is a bit similar to her. I think there's probably some fights I can make it work in for sure. There isn't really anyone else here. It's tanky, so I'm gonna go ahead and find another tanky team and kind of have a look against it. So I found a Sigford. Sigford is a very strong nuker. He is susceptible to lockout champions, which is something that we'll try and work with a little bit. So again, will be a very good pick to always kind of try to take a lockout against Sigford. Slows him down a little bit, especially that A3, which honestly can ruin people's lives, etc., and make people depressed when they see a Sigford. Definitely, I don't know, I have him as myself, so I'm a big fan of Sigford anyway. And then we can kind of just use this as a option for today's video. Now we have to be a little bit careful with his passive ability. Obviously, we can only lock out one thing there. We will lock out the whole team. And then I'm going to play this ability here. Yeah, we can play it here and take out some numbers. Let's go ahead and do that. we'll play Still Stunned there, which is pretty sweet. Which is going to be super sweet. And do get some bombs that lands on us, which is fine. Try and knock back some Termita. Sigvard's on cooldown, so we'll take a Sigvard there and we'll get them there. 250 to 270k on attack based nukers. Not too bad at all. And then we'll make this work here. So I would like to point out the only reason I'm thinking about using her on my account is she hits fairly hard. She does have that lockout ability, which could be fairly useful against other nukers like Sigvard, for example, with the right teams, and also can do 2 roles there. We're going to get a 5-star blessing, which pretty much all of us are guaranteed just by logging in and doing the stuff that we do on a daily basis. And that's why I think that she could be a useful pick for me, if I'm being honest. We'll probably have to come up with a bit of different gear because I had to take some stone skin off Sigvard for her, and I definitely ain't gonna, prioritize her as Sigvard, but I think there could be some use there for sure. We could then play. Let's have a look against this team. This team looks very, very tanky. I do play this guy in live arena all the time, so could be an interesting team to take on. Don't think we'll win this one, but we'll try and win it. To be fair, I would have liked some type of passive on her where we could have countered Armand a bit better. But it's just me as a player. I really just want to see Armand just like be toned down by like 3 or 4 levels, if I'm being honest. I think most people do as well. So let's pop the A3 because we can't really do anything to Armads. We'll take out the Nazis first, and it goes into him. Stone Skin is a bit of a problem for that ability for sure. So, you can see that it doesn't go for the next person, it will go for the lowest HP, which means it will go into Stone Skin, which is annoying as hell. But it is worth noting we just did one-shot a Nazis. Right. Let's try and knock that Terminator back. Unfortunately, he's gonna go ahead. I think if we didn't get polymorphed, we would have won this. But because we got polymorph, we lose. So I'm gonna go back in and try again. God loves a trier. Definitely feel we could beat this. So let's try this one more time. And try not to get polymorphed. Right, so that Ahmed can do his stuff. So we do the A3. We don't get polymorphed this time, which is great. CPU. Don't get the strip, which is fine. Let's see how her AI works this time. So the AI is going into the sheep, which is a interesting one. Let's knock your Terminator back again. And again. Knock your Terminator back again. There's a counter attack ability there. Or a triple hitter. Take him out there. And it's just going to come in with a nuke. We got increased attack. Cool. I mean, we do die to the Nazis there from the Retribution. See if we can come back round, sheep him. It's going to be a problem. No cooldown on the Nazis. Seafy's just doing Seafy's things. Okay, cool. I think we can still pull this back. I think we're still comfortable. Alice, can we wrap this up? Is he gonna jump in between us? Queen and Cora nearly screwing me there. Okay, so we got triple hinter. She's locked out, so we'll take her out. 21k and 30k damage. And then a bit of a slow fight for sure. Probably could have used a stronger team. But this is a very strong team that this guy is in like top 700 in low arena. There goes one, there goes two, and it is GG from Alice coming in with a 480k damage. I meant to do 100k damage for some reason, I'm not too sure why, but it's one of them ones. So let me go and show you the build and how we're going to use her. And I'm probably going to swap up a build a little bit for live arena in a different video. But for this one, that's going to be very, very solid. So let's go ahead and have a look. So Alice is going to be in a 4-piece stone skin, 4-piece ignore defense set. So ignore defense means savage, lethal, or instinct. If you're really desperate, instinct is if you're desperate, right? Because you don't get so much ignore defense, which I would prioritize. So take a look at the stats then. So attack coming in at 6,384. Now, her base attack is only at 1,443. It's on a fairly low side. And the speed is on 99, which again is on the fairly low side on the speed from these day and age nukers that get released. We do have speed of 250 attack. 250 attack is the slowest I would run in live arena gold 4 or gold 3. You can go all the way up to 280 to 300 speed if you can get them. I know with the 5-star I might try and target 305 speed in lethal, so she can work quite well with my speed teams, which is what I'm probably going to aim for. I'll probably go for 6-piece merciless or 4-piece lethal or and savage and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll use stone skin so much, but if we can get it, we will. So what we're using on her then, we've got attack with ideally attack ascension with attack substats. We're using critical damage with critical damage here. Looking for attack substat, looking for attack stats at the top with attack ascended with attack substat. Now we got tap boots with speed, critical damage, and critical rate substats. Obviously the speed and attack speed and the critical rate are the most important too. You can also use speed as the main stats here, and then I would always probably take speed ascension, especially for this meta. We've got attack substat here, which is perfectly fine, and then some accuracy substat is fine, but I probably would prioritize attack substat there as well. Critical damage with critical damage, critical rate, and speed. Again, accuracy is a bonus, but we're mainly looking for attack, and then along the top we're looking for attack ascensions, and then speed, accuracy, critical damage as the main 3 stats, and obviously some attack substat is a bonus. Now we do have only 212 accuracy in a build. We are using a relic as well. A relic can be a rare one, which is giving me extra critical damage and has a chance of dealing 20% more damage when attacking, which is pretty useful. And then for masteries, we're coming in with once we move my camera, which for some reason has crashed, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off. We're coming in with Kroger right here. Shield breaker, because she doesn't ignore shield, so shield is quite common to see, so I will take that in. You got critical damage coming in as well. Now, if you don't want shield breaker, you can use Heart of Glory. She's very squishy, so maybe even Grim Resolve throughout the fight if you wanted to, for more for La Arena. We've got Ruthless Ambush for extra damage, Cycle of Violence to cycle through the abilities. We've got Single Out for some more damage as well. And then pretty much the next one then will be the Hammer Smasher. You could go down a support tree if you want to focus on some accuracy. I'm not a big fan of hybrid builds myself, so I don't really tend to do these things. And I think Retribution would be more of a problem, especially with the A3 being a triple hitter overall. Very, very solid nuker. I wouldn't say she's broken or crazy, but I do see a niche for her in certain accounts, depending on your play style. And I think that is the most end-game accounts. If they use her or not, it will be down to your own play style on whatever nukers you've got already. on your accounts. For me, I think I will be trying to take advantage of that 5-star blessing because it's going to give me the increased accuracy, the increased critical damage, and the attack substat, which really benefit a kit overall. So probably could build 300 accuracy pretty easily with that level 3 blessing without, sorry, with the level 5 blessing without really kind of doing anything there. I guess that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoy this. I think Alice is a top champion, not broken like Sungwon when he first came out, but I think she is a top champion. That is the most important bit, not to release any more broken champions, but make sure the champions are good. So I feel like Raid have got the balance fair with this one. If you face her in low arena, she's not going to instantly give them a massive advantage, but will be a champion to watch out for sure. That's it for the video. As usual, I appreciate you go watching to the end. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I think around about 35% of my viewers watch my videos on a regular basis are subscribed, and we are pushing for tier 3 content creator, which would give me access to the test server, which I'd really, really appreciate. And we can then do videos like this on a way more on a quicker basis and get more consistency out with that as well, which really helped me to get. That's it for the video as usual. I hopefully you have a great weekend. That's it. Peace.